The rain hammered against the windows of my apartment, mirroring the frantic rhythm in my chest. It had started 3 days ago, a subtle distortion, a momentary blip during a live stream about vintage synthesizers. I'd written it off as a bad connection, but then my Instagram feed exploded with images of crumbling Victorian mansions and swirling gray smoke. Each post was accompanied by a single word: observe. Liam, ever the pragmatist, initially scoffed, attributing it to an elaborate prank. But when his feed began showing distorted recreations of his childhood bedroom, overlaid with that sickly gray, he started taking notes. We were obsessing over this digital plague, meticulously documenting every anomaly. The unsettling feeling intensified. A deep-seated sense of dread coiled in my stomach with each pixelated intrusion. We'd established a shared document, compiling all the corrupted feeds. The patterns were emerging, not random chaos, but unsettling variations on themes of decay and loss. There were faces in the static, briefly visible before dissolving back into gray, always just out of focus. Some posts contained what seemed to be coordinates, locations across Europe, most abandoned buildings with a history of tragedy. Then Liam found it. A recurring image within the feeds, a single, antique key, rendered perfectly in 3D, superimposed on decaying monuments. He tracked its digital footprint, following every instance of its appearance, and discovered it originated from a private collection housed in Prague, a collection rumored to contain artifacts linked to occult practices. The gray was spreading faster now. Driven by a desperate need for answers, we booked flights to Prague. The collection was housed in the Black House, a notoriously dilapidated mansion owned by a reclusive collector named Viktor Novak. As we approached, the gray intensified around us. The cobblestone streets seemed to shimmer and distort. The house itself felt wrong, radiating an oppressive atmosphere of decay and silence. Inside, the air was thick with dust and a strange, metallic scent. Viktor Novak greeted us with chilling indifference, his eyes unervingly blank as he showed us his collection. The key was displayed prominently amongst other unsettling objects. He explained, in a monotone voice, that he wasn't responsible for the shifts, but merely a conduit, a receiver of something far older and more powerful than himself. He revealed a hidden chamber beneath the main hall. The hidden chamber was circular, constructed from smooth gray stone that felt cold and alien beneath our feet. At the center sat a single pedestal upon which rested, not the key, but a small, intricately carved wooden box. As Liam reached for it, the room erupted in static. The walls began to warp, the gray consuming everything, and the images within our feeds coalesced into a horrifyingly realistic projection of ourselves, trapped inside an endless loop of decay. Viktor Novak simply smiled, his eyes glowing with an unearthly light. He wasn't controlling anything. He was being controlled. He confirmed what we had slowly realized. The shifts weren't caused by technology, but by a fundamental alteration in reality itself. The projections intensified, growing larger and more detailed. We saw our lives playing out in agonizing detail. Missed opportunities, lost loves, every regret magnified and twisted into monstrous forms. Our bodies began to flicker, the gray seeping under our skin. Liam screamed as his reflection dissolved completely, replaced by a grinning skull. I felt my memories unraveling, fragmented and distorted. The world outside the chamber ceased to exist. It had been replaced entirely with this infinite loop of horror. I realized that the key wasn't a tool, but a marker, a focal point for the shift. Viktor Novak hadn't caused it. He was merely trapped within it, a puppet of something ancient and unknowable. With a surge of adrenaline fueled by desperation, I smashed the wooden box with a stone pillar. The static intensified exponentially, threatening to consume everything. But as the last fragment of which shattered, the projections collapsed, and the gray began to recede, revealing nothing. Just an empty chamber, shrouded in silence. Liam wasn't screaming. He was calmly recording the entire event on his phone, a faint smile playing on his lips. The last shot he captured was of me, frozen in terror, as the gray finally consumed us both. He uploaded the footage to a new, anonymous account, and then deleted it. As I watched him, utterly bewildered, Liam spoke, his voice strangely detached. "It's beautiful, isn't it? To witness the universe unraveling." He paused, tilting his head slightly. "The feed doesn't show what happens, but how it ends." He pointed to a single, gray pixel lingering in the corner of my vision. It wasn't an image of me or Liam. It was the thumbnail for our first Nightfall Tales video. The last thing I saw before the gray swallowed me whole wasn't oblivion, but a perfectly rendered recreation of this very moment. Us filming ourselves creating the horror. The cycle continues, eternally feeding itself. And as I faded from existence, a new notification appeared on my phone. New subscriber. The account was already growing. The shift isn't external, it's a fundamental property of storytelling itself. Every narrative, every attempt to capture reality,